Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Anjala. You can start. You are on mute.
Yeah, a very good morning to all of you. Thank you, Shabanaji, for having me here. And I hope everybody is doing fine. Please excuse me for the bad throat. So the topic for today is consciously positive, if I'm not right.
How to resolve issues with consciousness. Yeah.
Okay. So the topic is how to resolve issues with consciousness.
Yeah.
So let's dwell a little bit upon what consciousness is and how it can be of help to us. So, Mavin had a very beautiful festival, and it was, excuse me, it was all about consciousness last week. So, consciousness basically it's present in it's like an energy which is present in everything. And even our Gita, which is the oldest scripture of our religion, it tells us that everything has consciousness and it judges nothing. Like consciousness includes everything, every bit, every smallest of the bit that is present in this universe has consciousness. So when we talk about consciousness, it means it has that energy. And we have been talking, we have been like even in our junior classes, we've been talking about the that everything is made up of atoms, and atoms can further be divided into uh, s- uh, electrons, neutrons, and protons. So that is like if we talk as an atheist, or if we talk about religion, religion talks about God, and people who are atheists, they talk about energy, that everything is made up of energy. And recently, I was listening to one of the spiritual leaders, and he says that in Hindu mythology, as we talk about Shiva, we talk about Vishnu, we talk about the three deities like Vishnu, Mahesh, the Brahma, Mahesh, and Shiva. So they are like the atoms, the electrons, the neutrons, and the protons. We can, uh, like the electrons, neutrons, and protons, they can be called as the Vishnu, Brahma, and Mahesh. Because if electrons, neutrons, and protons are not there, then there is no matter. And as we have discussed in our mythology, in our scripture, that the uh, in Hindu mythology also, like the Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, they are the three pillars of the life. Okay. So consciousness, every bit, as we are talking about consciousness, every bit has consciousness. So talking about the resolving of issues with consciousness. Now, as I said, that consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no polarity, there is no good, bad when we talk about consciousness. If we are totally conscious, if we are totally aware, then there is no right, there is no wrong, because we are totally present in this very moment. And we are aware and we are operating from our consciousness, we are operating from our energy, and we are operating from our awareness. So, if we are operating from the awareness, can there be anything which cannot be resolved? What do we what do we look forward to resolve? It's resolve says resolve. Everything that is, and we think and we feel, or we, like create around it, that this is something that where we are stuck. It is already there, and we need to solve it now. We need to create something different around it now. So just tell me, that if there is consciousness, if there is total awareness, if there is total presence, is there anything which needs to be resolved? Is there any issue in that case? Will there be anything which, see, what happens is we all are infinite beings. We only consider ourselves as this body, but we are not body. We are an infinite being. Usually what we consider is that we are a soul that is within the body. However, we are infinite beings and the body is within us. Like, we are so very infinite. We are present everywhere. Even right now, when you close your eyes and you think about someone who's not present here around you, or you think of someone who's sitting in the US or maybe Canada, your consciousness just reaches that place. Is it or not? Your consciousness reaches that person. You are energetically present with that person. You're energetically present at that place. So this is what you are. This is what, how infinite we all are. And this is our consciousness. So if we are that energy, then what is the value of limiting us to this body? Issues come up, issues pop up when we say that we are just this body, we are limited beings, we are not, we have access to limited things, we have access to limited body energy, but we are not that. We are infinite beings. So will an infinite being choose to be limited? And if yes, for what reason? What would an infinite being, for what reason an infinite being will choose to be limited? So the first suggestion that I can give you all to resolve your issues is that be in the present moment, because in present moment there is no issue at all. There is no shortcut, there is no fixed mantra, there is nothing like a formula to resolve the issue, because every moment is something which is different. Every moment we have to be very, very present. And actually we are present. What happens is, like, we are the energy beings. Everyone out here is energy. Everything, like the chair that you are sitting on, and the laptops or the phones that you are connected to, the clothes that you are wearing, everything is made up of energy. Everything is made up of atom, as I told you. And we discussed like electrons, protons, and neutrons. So they are vibrating at a different frequency. And everything that seems to be solid is 99%, rather 99.9% energy. So it is all vibrating. It's only that some things are vibrating at low frequency, which seem to be solid. Some things they are vibrating at some higher energy, which seem to be liquid, and another level gaseous. So it's like everything is about energy. So even if in this moment I tell you that life is like okay. So when we look at, suppose, when we look at a thing, food item which is sweet, and the energy just shifts. And when we look at something which is sour or bitter in taste, the energy just shifts, like the vibrations of our body just shift. If we think of a person who we love, the energy just shifts. And if we think of someone or some situation that we are not happy with, or uh, uh, like we hate something, it's like an emotion only. So our body energy just shifts. When we are at a happy space, there's a happy incident in the family, the energy just shifts. And if there is something which bothers us, something that we do not wish to have in our life, it just shifts. So it is all the thoughts change into emotions. And what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. Okay, so it is all about energy. It is all about energy. And when we are conscious, we say now, that these are the enlightened beings, and these are the people who do a lot of meditation, and they have reached a different level. So, with due respect to everybody, what is a different level? The different level is that they are always aware of what is happening around them. They're always aware of what they are thinking. And at one level, thoughts do not cross the mind. Because when we are so much present in our own life, when we are so much present in our own energy, thoughts do not bother us. So now, um, when we say about resolving issues, the first thing I would suggest is that be in your infinite energy. Always remember, always remind yourself that I am not this body. I am an energetic being who has a body. And when we say that I am an energetic being who has a body, I am conscious, I'm totally present, then we do not get into the polarity at all of good, bad. Yes, there might be some things that need our attention. There might be some things that we need to change or transform in our life. But coming from a space that, yes, this is it and this is not working, and I would like to change or transform it. Not from the space that I have to, not from a space where something is bothering me and there's a very minute difference between the energy when we say that, yes, this is not working for me and I need to change. There we take a total control of the situation. We know that we have the power to transform or change or resolve, as the topic says for today. So when I say that I am the energy, then, it just shifts like in a second when I tell myself that I'm an infinite being and anything is possible for me. I'm an energetic being and everything is possible for me. It just expands totally. And when I'm in a zone where I get into the space that, okay, I have this problem, I have that problem, this needs to be resolved. So the first thing, the first step, as the topic suggests, only consciousness. So consciousness means total present, total awareness, and then being in question that what can I do about it? Because we are the power, we are the control, and we are that energy which for whom everything is possible. You must have observed that in case of something which is like, some emergency, we have even seen grandmothers lifting the cars, or, if someone close to us is in problem, then we get to the 100% capacity of ourselves, like we have seen last week only there was a fire in my building, and I've seen people like, rushing to 18th floor and helping. There was and people getting into so much power, like the lady who had the fire at their place. So since the lifts were all closed, she's pregnant to the full, and she could just climb down the stairs with total ease, and she was at ease, like, So this is the situation. This is the power of our mind, the power of our subconscious mind, and the infinite beings that we are. That whenever there is a situation like that, we get to the space like wherein we say that everything is possible for us, and we don't even think, we just act. So that is the total presence, where we do not go into the thinking, we do not go into like, for this I have to this, because this is all conclusion. When we go, I like to do this, I have to do this and this and this and this. So it creates a kind of loop for us. Okay. So the first thing, as I said, be in total consciousness, be in total presence, and then be in question. Like everything, that question creates a lot of awareness. Question creates a lot of possibilities. When we ask questions, it creates a lot of possibilities. But when we go to conclusion, it is like solid. Like, if I have concluded that this is what it is like there is no other possibility to it. It's a total full stop. And when I ask, now what can I do here? What can I contribute here? So we get to a lot of possibilities, and we get to a lot of awarenesses, and a lot of doors open for us. So don't get into the polarity that this is right. One thing which is right for me cannot cannot be right for you, because it's all depends on our conditioning, how we have been brought up, how our social background was, how our educational background was, how our economical and religious background was. So that is what creates our subconscious mind. Okay, so one thing which is not right for me might be right for someone else. So that's why we say is the presence. The presence can create changes that we have not even thought of, because with our limited conscious mind, see, our mind can be differentiated into the conscious and the subconscious. So the 10% of our mind is just conscious mind, and the rest 89 to 90% is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind has all the impressions from our past, and the filter which actually operates our conscious mind is developed till the age of 14 years, and it actually is developed based on the as I said, social, economic, educational, religious background. So we have our set patterns. Our mother told us, like, for example, our mother told us that it is wrong to uh, take something which belongs to someone else. So that becomes my point of view now. Okay. And for a person who dwells on, who has a profession as a pickpocket, for them, it's not wrong to, I mean, I'm not advocating that you guys take something that belongs to someone. It's like, I'm just giving an example that for them, it is okay. It's not wrong for them to uh, take things from other, like, to steal things from others. So it's like our critical filter, which runs our subconscious mind. So one thing which is good for me, maybe bad for someone else, right for me or wrong for me, can be vice versa for some other. So don't get into the polarity. It's not that we have to dwell into the spaces, this is right, this is wrong for me, this is right for them. Don't go into that space at all, because it will again create a lot of thoughts, and the thoughts will result into emotions, and the actions will follow. So if we operate from the space of being the energetic being, from being the infinite being, everything will fall in place. And what if we have no point of view about anything? We are just in alliance with everything. Majority of the time, what we have, something comes up, like any issue comes in my life, then what happens is either I'll resist that issue, or I'll um, react to that issue, or maybe I'll agree to it, or I'll align to it. So these are basically the four things that we do. We resist, we react, we agree, or we align. So what if we become a fluid, and we just flow, and then we come from the awareness that what can we do about it? If we react again, then we shut off our awareness. And if we resist, then also we have a lot of barriers, because we have a fixed point of view that this is not right, this is not good, this is not which is working for me. And if we agree or align to it, it is like already we have given up. Like, this is what it is, and now I say that I cannot change it. What if I have the power to change anything and everything that is present in my universe, in my life? Then what will be my response? So that is coming from the consciousness. Then when we are in allowance, and allowance doesn't mean that we become a doormat. Allowance is like, yes, this is what it is. Now what can we do about it? Now what can I do to change it? Now what else is possible? So now taking the charge, being the control, being that infinite being for whom it is possible to resolve anything, to change anything, to transform anything, and then we proceed, because universe is always there, and we've been listening a lot about ask and you shall receive, ask and you shall receive. So what is asking? When we are in that question, now what can I do about it? If we have already decided that okay, this is not working, that is it. That's full stop and no possibility. That is the dead end that happens. And then there is no possibility, because then if we are looking for a possibility, it comes again from the biased subconscious or from a biased conscious mind. So any question till now?
Yes, Anjala. So sometimes, like you mentioned very beautifully, like many.
This is not very clear, Shabana. I can't hear you properly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better. Yeah, better.
Yeah. Okay. So I was saying, so at some level, we understand, like, if we are not thoughts, and many of things we can be resolved if we think ourselves as an infinite being. But like when we are dealing with any issues, like for example, we have misplaced something, or so at that moment it doesn't come handy. So we are so much consumed by in that process. So what is the access? How we can remind ourselves, or you know uh,
Yeah, I got that. See, what I do is, suppose let's take the example when you have misplaced something, okay? And when we say that consciousness includes everything, so everything has consciousness, everything. And even we have these experiments, and now people, they talk to their animals, people they talk to their plants, people, we have seen people talking to the living things. So even the non-living things, they have that consciousness. Okay, गीता में बोला गया है कि हर कण में चेतना है. So chetna is what? Consciousness. And what I do might sound strange to you guys. What I do is, like, if I misplace something, for example, then I just connect with that thing and I ask that thing to find me rather than me finding, because that thing also has consciousness. And believe me, it has worked 99 times out of 100, I would say, because I am aware and the thing actually finds me. Like, what?
That is something very nice. Next time I will try this.
Do try and give me the feedback, because that is also energy. Everything is energy. And when you connect with, what happens is you start vibrating at that energy. It's like, we all used mobile phones, and it is not that for example, I'm using iPhone and someone other is using Samsung. So the charger, they'll only, I'll have a separate charger for iPhone, and there's a separate charger for Samsung, right? So it it's like when I'm talking, suppose when I'm talking about food. So basically, my whole body is vibrating at that energy. Okay. If I'm talking about something else, my energy just shifts to that energy. And that is how it's called the energy hook. And that's how the energies, they resonate with each other. So there's a science behind everything, because everything is vibrating, everything is energy. Okay. So when we, even when we are talking about some friend of mine, and usually it happens that they call and बोलते हैं ना कि वो अरे आपके बारे में ही सोच रहे. Yeah, if we are thinking of buying a car, for example, if today I think of buying a Mercedes, then when I go to when I am on the road, I would look, there would be Mercedes मुझे दिखेंगी बहुत सारी, because मेरी energy वहां पर है, मैं उस energy पे vibrate कर रही हूँ. So it will be easy for me, or maybe they come into my space. So that is how it works. Probably I'm not able to, because it's a huge topic, I'm not able to explain it in a few words, but मेरी energy shift होती है. So everything is energy and everything has consciousness. So basically, the whole play, the whole process is about being in that energy, being that conscious, being that aware, and then creating from some space. Then we have seen some godmen also, like creating from the air. तो कहाँ से आता है? Because they are tapping into that energy. Everything is present around us. Only thing is, years back, I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to say, कितना अच्छा हो ना कि ऐसा फोन हो जिसमें लोगों के चेहरे दिखे. And it has happened now. So how it happens? It's there in the ether already. It's like we go to that energy. We evolve ourselves to that level that it appears. So that is how it functions. I hope I could answer your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Anybody? So living in the question is one of the beautiful things that we can do. What next? What next? What next? What next? And also, when we are calm and we are not in thoughts, see, there are various levels that are brain waves, alpha, theta, beta, delta. So when we are calm and quiet, when there are not many thoughts that are happening in our mind, then what happens is we are at a different brain level. That's how when we say कि meditation में कुछ मांगते हैं तो मिल जाता है, या even when we repeat mantras or when we repeat the prayers, then what happens is we align to that energy. We just align to that energy, and that thing happens, and then we say कि God has given. I'm also like, I also worship God. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं नहीं मानती हूँ भगवान को. The only thing is कि उसका scientific अगर हम देखें, because we are talking about the consciousness, so it's like when we become that space which pulls that thing in our space. हम क्यों बोलते हैं focus रहिए? क्योंकि जब हम focus रहते हैं तो we be that energy. So it's all about the energy. So that is, that is what I believe in, and I have experimented with, and I have seen around, and that is what I can suggest you guys, that be very, very present. And when you're present, we only not react, we respond. It's always, we say that do not react, just respond. And reaction is like just a reflex. Just किसी ने कुछ बोला and we react. So does it help in resolving the issue? या कोई चीज गुम गई या कुछ हो गया, we just panic. So that is a form of reaction, or that can be form of resistance. So then we act as soon as we react or we resist, we vibrate with a lesser frequency, and then we shrink. Then we cannot tap into our own potency. So when we just respond is when we are totally present and we give ourselves time to ask, okay, now what? Now what next? That is being responsive. And that's how we have been listening. The words, they are so beautiful, because that, we always say be responsible. That is how the word has been created, that we respond by being, we do not react. And when we talk about acids, when we talk about the bombs, we say they react. The medicine has reacted. And is reaction a good word? When we say this medicine actually reacted, and we take something else now to combat that reaction. So is reacting or reaction, is that word giving what kind of energy is it giving?
That there is something wrong.
Yeah, even if we do not get, okay, and when we say he is a responsible boy, this lady is very responsible, then what? It's like expansion. Okay, so respond. And how can we respond? If we are totally present, if we are totally conscious. See, conscious word itself is very, even, okay, so conscious and responding. Yeah, you see, he's conscious now and he's responding to the medicine. We never say he's reacting to the medicine. Is it? So when we are conscious, we are aware, we are present, we know what is next, and we can ask what is next. And when we are unconscious, when we are only in thoughts, feelings, emotions, we are not present. It's like living our life unconsciously. And when we live unconsciously, we are okay with what is happening. We do not create our life. We are like, okay, acha, life happens to us. Wherever we are the creators, we can create our life. Let life not happen to you. Create your life. That is what we create from a conscious level. That is what we create from consciousness. So, when we talk about consciousness and resolving issues from consciousness, it is totally present. And when we are totally present, help, support, awareness, guidance, it will come, it will flow from all the directions. And you will not even know how the things they get transformed and they get changed. But if we let the life to happen कि अब ये तो issue है आ गया हमारे पास, अब ये problem है, तो हमने उसको पहले ही problem का नाम दे दिया. ओके, तो हमने अपनी आधी अवेयरनेस ऑलरेडी काट दी. व्हाट इफ दैट इज, बचपन में हमने सब एक स्टोरी पढ़ी थी, संस्कृत में थी मेरे पास फिफ्थ में, विच द टाइटल वाज ईश्वर यत् करोति शोभनम एव करोति, यानी ईश्वर जो भी करता है अच्छा ही करता है. सो दैट इज जस्ट एन अवेयरनेस कि जो हो रहा है ओके वो हो रहा है. नाउ व्हाट कैन वी डू टू चेंज इट? अगर हमने पहले उसको लेबल कर दिया कि दिस इज रॉन्ग, दिस इज राइट, so half of the awareness you already cut. Questions please, because questions होते तो मुझे पता होता है कि कहाँ जाना है मुझे. Otherwise I'll go on and on and on, and it might not be, contributive to anybody. I hope whatever I've said till now is like उसी से कुछ पूछ लीजिए अगर वो
No, it all makes sense. What you're sharing is really very important. Yeah. So, Rajvin, do you want to say, yeah?
Thank you for a good session, Anjala. And how do you when you're like have an event coming up, have an event physical coming up, and then how do you like suddenly you get how do you stop like when you are overly positive and you are calm, how do you stop?
There is probably some issue. Shabana, can you please repeat what she's saying? I think there is some issue with my network. Maybe I'm not able to listen properly. Can you please repeat what she asked? That would be a favor.
Yeah, so I think Rajan, please correct me if there is something wrong. So what she is saying, if she has a presentation or if she has a talk, then there is a concept.
How do you remain calm when you when your subconscious mind is overly happy and overly certain, but you forgive that person, but over and over again something.
Yeah, so if you are if you are overwhelmed, you have a talk or some your thoughts are
overly positive. How do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you do like deep breathing? Because I've been doing deep breathing. I've been doing everything. So you just like stay calm when you are, or you just let the emotions flow? Because since hypnotherapy, I'm just letting the emotions flow. I understand that. Allowing.
Okay, allowance, as I said, is not meaning that you become a doormat and someone comes and steps over you. Okay.
Yes,
allowance, you cannot, I mean, like, allowance is not being that energy that that everybody can come and step over you. It's allowance is okay, this is what it is, and not getting into a reaction and then taking an action.
Yeah, so
now what is like, what can I do about it? Because this person is harming me, or this So whatever the situation is not working for me. So not getting into that zone ki अरे ये तो खराब ही हो गया. Okay. So not labeling it, not being biased about it. Okay. Being totally present ki okay, this is what it is. Now
let
what?
let it go, or just um because it's just my subconscious mind has become sharp,
Yeah.
so it's become so just let it go lah, or just do the deep breathing or the forgiveness prayer.
So when we forgiveness is another topic. On see when we say that I forgive this person, so then I am being the superior one, right?
Yes.
That I have the capacity to forgive because that person is also the same energy and I am also the same energy. We all come from the same source. So forgiveness. This is my concept. Like I say that let go of that person, and if someone is bothering us, then there is something within me which is like triggering that emotion. So again, because everybody is a mirror, everybody is reflecting the same thing that is going within me. So if something is bothering me, then that's a that's a reminder for me to look within and see what is
Yes.
in that person which triggered something in within me. Like again, it's like hair within. I have to check what is in that person that is triggering me.
I normally do it. If there's negative energy, I normally do self love. Because I'm intending to be a self love consultant as well in future. So it is like I'm also a trainer. I mean, like, because laughter yoga trainers, we cannot we are positively happy, and since joining Mavin, I've been consciously positive. So I think forgiveness is working, and deep breathing is working. So I think I agree with what you said, that I will check my triggers and I will examine them. But how do you check your triggers when uh, you're aware, but it keeps on going on and on? So how do you deal with that? Because I have wonderful parents, I have wonderful, you know, sometimes this the vibes, vibes, vibes. Actually, it's not the person. Actually, it's the energy. I mean, like,
Yeah,
so
that's the one. That's one way. So again, I would say that being conscious is totally present because subconscious mind also has a lot of impressions from our past.
yes, I'm feeling that a lot
Yeah.
of
So
introspection.
can also, it can also mislead us at times
Yes.
because it's operating from the past. But what if we are totally in present? If we are in past, again, we are not aware. If we are in future, we are not aware totally. So the present moment is what it is. The present moment is inevitable. And what if we live in that second? Like if I just have maybe 10 seconds to live, what will I choose? Now, next, what next? So that actually makes me totally present and totally aware and totally conscious, and then makes it easy for us to make whatever we do, to take action, to make choices.
All right. Thank you so much for the end.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Shabana, for always making me consciously positive, and the whole Maven team.
Thank you for asking and contributing, because we all learn through each other's experience.
Yes, that is what human nature is all about.
Yeah. Umati, you had a question?
Yeah, so be in sync with the
Yeah,
body.
I was going to ask, because, okay, everything is energy. But there are, like Rajveer was saying, there are a lot of triggers every day. It could be like, well, you're very conscious that you are losing anger. And so how to avoid that, that trigger that annoys you, somebody's behavior.
Yeah,
And,
somebody's
and
exactly.
also, so somebody owes me money and is not responding, and I need the money. So how do you, send energy in a way that it really penetrates that person's mind and he reacts?
Okay, yeah. So trigger to avoid the triggers, I would say, why to avoid the triggers? Because that person is actually a gift who's triggering us to, I won't say improve myself, but to look into the spaces of my life where there is some.
That is a very Buddhist perspective, because I chant Namyoho Renge Kyo, and this is exactly what they say, that you have to pray for the happiness of the person who's troubling you, and also thank them because they are making you do it.
That is something new. Pray for the person who is troubling.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
you have to
is a
pray for
gift to
their
you.
happiness.
He's reminding you to step up. So thank you is the, I mean, even if you do not pray.
Yeah, anything I will do. Thank you, breathing. Like, like when you do laughter yoga, you say thank you to the universe. You breathe in. So so thank you, and then yeah.
Thank you.
But
Yeah, thank you.
here you're praying consciously. You're
Thank you.
not saying, I don't like you, get out of my environment, or you actually consciously praying so that that person is happy, and because that person is
Yeah.
sad and behaving like that, maybe
I think those people who trigger me, I think trigger all of us. There's one person who triggers all of us. There's that that person like doesn't love herself, himself or herself. Yay! So that's why maybe the problem is with them, not with us. So, but we have to forgive them.
but you cannot change people, you have to change yourself.
Yeah.
Anjala, I was asking you this, and also this, how to penetrate the mind of the person
Yeah,
who
so
has to owe you.
so what you do is like, just imagine the person in front of you, and from whole of the universe pull the energy through the body of that person, through your body and out. Like this is called as pull energy. So just keep pulling energy. And how do we pull energy? We keep thinking about that person also. That is also kind of pulling energy. But however, you can do this step, like, just imagine that person standing in front of you, and through the universe pull the energy from his body through you and out. Keep doing this and see what shows up.
And do you breathe? Do you have a breathing set with this, or just
Yeah,
normal?
normal breathing. You do the normal breathing. While breathing, you just have to imagine that energy is coming from the universe to his body and through his body to you and then out. And keep pulling this.
And how does it help? How does this help?
Because see, he is also energy and you are also energy and the whole universe is energy. So it's like, getting into his space.
Getting into
his energetic space so that he also thinks of you. It's a energetic reminder.
Okay. And how often do you have to do, and how much?
You can do it twice a day, once a day, whatever is like for you. Like morning,
And for how long?
till your heart is like, it opens up till you feel lighter. Maybe for 2 minutes, that's it. That would be suffice.
And how do you, if somebody loses anger very easily in your environment, and how do you change that? Again,
So,
same thing, pull the energy again.
no, you can't pull the energies because see, this is being controlled. If you want to change somebody else, this is being controlled. All we can do is change our space because like it's if we want to
No,
change
I
something
mean,
like that,
I would like to better the communication rather than the person getting angry, because sometimes you have to talk, but the other person has it always shuts the communication. How do you how do you
so in that case,
revive
you can just send pink light towards him, the light of love, and the to diffuse the situation, to diffuse that particular moment. Just keep sending pink light towards the situation, towards the person, so that, and you can
so you
also
send it to the back heart chakra? What do you do?
on a whole, you can do that. Yes, from your front chakra, from your front heart chakra, you can keep sending the pink light, or you can also and envelop yourself in that pink light so that you are not affected by that.
So you're protecting yourself.
Yeah.
There's also violet light that is normally used.
Yeah, violet light is just for simple protection. And if there is some anger issue or something like that, then you can always violet light, white light, golden light. You can always, surround yourself with day in and day out. And in case such situation happens, then in that case, you can send pink light, light of love.
And if you're going to meet somebody important, and so you want the result to happen, and how do you, at that moment, before you go for that meeting, how do you do that? What do you do to yourself and to that person?
I just sit with my eyes closed and I just visualize the pink light coming from whole of the universe. It is encompassing my body, that person, and just be in that space till the moment you feel happy, you feel expanded, just keep sending the light, keep sending the love. And I just say one word, which is thank you, thank you, thank you along with it. Because when you are, see, judgment and gratitude cannot exist together. So being thankful for that person, even if you do not mean it initially, will change a lot of things for you.
It comes to the same thing. Pray for the happiness of that person.
You don't have to pray only, you just have to say thank you. So there are two levels. Like praying is like, again, you might not resonate with that. It might not go well. This person has done this to me. Why should I pray? So when you just say thank you without any point of view, just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There is no point of view behind it. There is no praying for it. And you're not, it's just a thank you, simple thank you, and it will also do wonders. You don't have to pray for the happiness because, yes, we are humans. I mean, like, we are here in this reality. So someone who has done bad to us, it might be difficult for us to pray for their happiness. A simple thank you will also do. It will do wonders. Believe me, it will do wonders. Just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. So I think that is all for today. Let's use these tools of being conscious, being aware, being present, and responding and not reacting, and just being present, and just considering yourself the energetic beings and infinite beings, and who can change and transform anything and everything. And I think these will ease your life a lot.
Thank you so much, Anjala. It was really wonderful. We learned so many different techniques,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we will practice and inform you.
Yeah, because holding on to tools is not going to change anything. You have to, I mean, like, use.